Welcome to the third inaugural Geek Newscast. My name is Max Andrews. I am your resident comic book expert and smartass, I guess. Is that me? All right. With me, I got Philip and Jason. You guys go ahead and...
All right. Yeah, I'm Philip Ford, and I'm going to be probably the resident gaming guy. So definitely, any questions, any thoughts, I'll bring up news stories and talk about that, as well as I'll touch a little bit everywhere else and be able to offer a comic book perspective for movies without the comic book background. Jason,
what else are you gonna touch, Philip? I'm sorry.
My name is Jay Taylor. I'm pretty much a pretty well-rounded geek, I guess. I'm into Joss Whedon, Star Trek, Star Wars, the same stuff that Max and Philip are into. Maybe just don't have the same kind of time, but yeah, it's going to be fun. So let's start with our first line of business, which is Star Wars Episode 7. Let's talk about it. Max.
I'm fucking so excited for this movie. I love J.J. Abrams. I hear he's getting old school with everything, like real sets, puppets, real things going on. It doesn't just look like the Weatherman. I hate the CG in the prequels. It was so terrible. And, it just looked like Obi-Wan Kenobi was about to start doing the weather. And here comes Anakin Skywalker, in a low pressure system. But, I'm super excited. I saw some photos. I saw some little things that they've done, and, I can't wait. I got 100% faith that they're going to not screw it up. I mean, I don't even expect it to be a great movie. I just expect it to not be screwed up.
Awesome. I know you read a lot of the canon. Is there anything from the old canon that they're not calling canon anymore, the legend, I guess, that you would like them to use, and something maybe you wouldn't like them to use?
Jar Jar Binks is what I would not like them to use. If they could just erase Gungans from the entire continuity, that I think would be a good move. But no, I'd like to see. I read a lot of the books, and obviously I watched all the movies. But from the books, I would like to see Grand Admiral Thrawn. He is probably the best villain since Darth Vader. Yeah, that would be the only thing I really want to see. I mean, again, I got 100% faith in these guys. I think they're doing the right thing. So, whatever they do is going to be awesome. But, I'd love to see a Grand Admiral Thrawn. That would be the freaking Empire Strikes Back of this new generation.
Yeah. So I agree. Yeah, I mean, I love that character. I don't know if I think they might be able to use and model him. Maybe that'll be who the bad guys modeled after. Because they obviously can't use it because the guys would have to be a little bit younger, but than they are. But I definitely think they're going to do awesome. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff they've produced from the set, like the models of the new Stormtrooper outfits. They look like they modernized them reasonably, but they didn't go completely off the reservation. And the fact that they're using real props, like you said, is awesome. So it means I think they're back in touch with what made the original so good, which was they didn't try to be over the top. They actually just tried to be real and genuine and natural. Go ahead.
Not entirely for children.
That too. They still have some cheese to them, but they're fun.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Jason?
Apparently the rumor is that the Sith Inquisitor is going to be the villain. I don't know much about him. I don't know if you guys do.
Like a Sith Inquisitor, there's no character like that. No. That's just like saying a Jedi Knight. That's like not random Sith guy as the villain. Awesome.
Exactly.
Awesome. So yeah, apparently the original Star Wars movies are coming out on Blu-ray without the edits, which is pretty fantastic.
That's awesome.
And I watch AMC Movie Talk a lot. It's another podcast that, and they were saying that next year the Star Wars movies might actually come out in theaters before 7, and that they will probably not re-release 1, 2, and 3 because they don't want any of the negativity that follows those 3 movies. So they're going to release 4, 5, 6, and lead into 7, and then maybe afterwards, after the movies come out, they'll do the prequels.
I think they should burn the prequels and just act like they never happened. They should just, set fire. They should go track down every DVD copy of the prequels, every little piece of anything like, memorabilia, all of it burnt. And then they go to Skywalker Ranch and burn that to the ground.
Yeah, see, well, to me, I think, regardless of the negativity, it wouldn't make sense to release 1, 2, and 3 next year. Why would you? I mean, other than just to make money, you're going to then extend it for, I guess you want to have Star Wars for 6 months, I guess. I think, to me, releasing 4, 5, 4, 5, and 6 and getting people excited about what's supposed to happen afterwards is really their goal, not the distractions, not the before, and then the question of, wait, so 3 ends, how does that tie into this? Oh, okay, in the last 5 minutes, I got you.
Yeah. And apparently Anakin Skywalker is a huge bitch.
Yes.
Well, I mean, with Darth Vader being rumored to have flashbacks in the 7th movie, that makes a lot of sense that they would want to go through, because a lot of kids haven't even seen 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
There's teenagers that have never seen the trilogy.
Well, what gets me is that, in 1, 2, and 3, they just never show him being, this dark, evil, when they, in 4, 5, and 6, they start talking, you talk about Darth Vader, and everyone's just like, holy shit, that dude's fucked up. You don't fuck with Darth Vader, that dude will do some nasty shit to you, and then it's you don't ever see any evidence of that. You're like, okay, well, Darth Vader might cry at me, or freaking go murder some children.
That's about. I was gonna say when he murdered that. The children. Yeah, that was the most evil thing. I guess the village, right? That was the only other time he showed any sort of anger without remorse.
I want to see him force crush 30,000 people at once. It's don't fuck with me. I'm Darth Vader.
Well, another news story. Star Trek 3 has its script. This movie. I want this movie to be good, but it scares the crap out of me because they went from J.J. Abrams to Robert Orci. Robert Orci is one of the most inconsistent people in Hollywood. He wrote exactly. Yeah. He wrote Amazing Spider-Man 2. He wrote Transformers. I think the first 3. He did the first 2 Star Trek movies. He was involved with them. He's never directed a movie in his life, and he is directing
That's more dangerous.
Star Trek.
Hey, there's a 3% chance that he won't fuck it up. Congratulations.
Well, so I don't know. I mean, the second one was okay. I mean, JJ lost his way on that one, so the change might be good.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I like the second one. I thought the second one was just as good as the first one.
Benedict Cumberbatch killed his role as Khan in that movie.
Cumberbatch will do that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand the perspective. I mean, so if you take away Cumberbatch, how's the movie?
I think it's still good. I think if maybe, we're losing the little translation where, I feel like the first and the second Star Trek movies were on par with each other. I got the same level of enjoyment out of them. Now, were they necessarily good Star Trek movies? I keep on wanting to say Star Wars, but I'm not going to do it. Are they good Star Trek movies? That's debatable, and, all the Trekkies can get into the nitpickiness. As far as an entertaining movie, an entertaining action, sci-fi movie, I thought they were.
So that's where I say it's that's the only reason why I say it's okay, because I had high hopes, because the first one set things up. It set the dynamic between the group, and then they just split it all up and created a love story between Spock and Uhura, and then they distracted basically from what could be the Great Khan, right?
Yeah,
that's what I felt.
I get that. I'm just going to disagree with you right to your face.
It's funny watching you two disagree, because I know Philip is a lot more of a Trekkie than Max is, and Max is more into Star Wars, and that's the biggest complaint with Into Darkness, was it felt more sci-fi like Star Wars instead of Star Trek.
Well, I mean, what Star Trek has over Star Wars is it is actually science fiction, whereas Star Wars is more just fantasy, kind of crazy, epic, whatever. But I mean, I'm not a Trekkie, so from the clear view of someone who's not deep in it, I was entertained, and also I had a chip on my shoulder because as a Star Wars fan, I want to see all things Star Trek go to hell. So that these movies were actually good was weird for me, but I enjoyed them. I liked them.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I hated it. That's not saying that at all. What were you saying, Jason?
I said I would like to see them bring Khan back, not necessarily in the third movie, save him.
Well, I mean, they didn't kill him.
Exactly. That's your ace in the hole. If the third one sucks, get rid of Orsi, bring Cumberbatch back, you get your fans back in the fourth movie.
Who's directing it, though?
Abrams and Cumberbatch back on board.
Yeah, good luck on that. I was going to say Abrams is going to be hooked to Star Wars,
talks. Man. Money talks.
Yeah, Disney's just going to pay him more. What? Oh, he's only doing 7?
He's only doing 7. One of the writers.
Wow.
One of the writers and directors from Breaking Bad is doing 8 and 9, and I don't have his name in front of me.
Abrams apparently was having all kinds of fucking issues with this, so yeah, he's out for the next one.
Yeah, he couldn't sleep. He didn't want to mess this movie up, so he doesn't want to do another one. That
just makes him a pussy in my book. I mean, come on, dude. You got your hands it's like, okay, if someone asked me if I, never having done anything in the movie world at all, if someone asked me if I wanted to direct the next Batman or Star Wars movie, I would say, fuck yes, bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand his perspective. I would think he would wait until... I guess they're trying to release it probably too soon. I would think he would wait until it came out to make that decision. Because what if it's awesome?
Yeah.
And then he's going to hand it off to somebody else?
That's how he got to you, because he's like, okay, I made the awesome Star Wars, and then
the rest suck.
Yeah. It's like, I went out on top, because now he's not making any more Star Treks. The next Star Trek's going to suck. He's like, hey, I made the 2 good ones.
See, that's where George Lucas messed up, because George Lucas did episode 4 and then passed it off to somebody else for 5 and 6, and he should have stayed away. But he messed it all up by coming back and doing 1, 2, and 3.
George Lucas is one of the best special effects guys
yeah,
ever to live. I mean, innovator. I mean, and he had the greatest idea of Star Wars. I love the idea, and that's where he should have left it, man. If he just kept on to the special effects and had the initial idea, George Lucas would still be my favorite person instead of someone who I want to murder in his sleep.
Oh, Max, you brought up a topic I didn't even write down, but we might as well talk about it. Did you hear about Frank Miller's comments about the Batman franchises?
Whose comments about the Batman franchise?
Frank Miller. He said recently that he thought all of the Batman movies were horrible, and he actually walked out of The Dark Knight.
Okay, The Dark Knight he walked out of? I mean, I almost walked out of The Dark Knight Rises, but The Dark Knight... Seriously?
Then he went back and saw it 5 more times?
Okay, now Frank Miller is an asshole. Let's just get it out there on Front Street. Frank Miller does not know what the fuck he's talking about. The man should stick to writing comic books, but actually he hasn't even... he wrote The Dark Knight Returns. He wrote
mostly in the 80s.
Sin City. He wrote a lot of Daredevil. Great stuff. Man Without Fear. For Daredevil, yeah, that's all good stuff. But if you read The Dark Knight Strikes Back, I think he was, he had done too much cocaine when he wrote that. It was all over the place. And then, a lot of the new stuff that he's written isn't up to his old standards. So he can eat a dick. I mean, whatever. Shut the fuck up, Frank Miller. No one wants to hear from you. I've had enough of these Bat haters, man. The Dark Knight was the best Batman movie ever.
Yes.
Yeah, easily one of my favorite movies of all time. Is actually in my top 5.
Anyone who admits out loud to walking out of that movie needs to get punched in the throat. That's give me a break. The best Batman movie of all time. Heath Ledger's last and final performance. The role killed it. Okay, that's how much give me a break, dude. No, the Dark Knight's awesome. I will not hear an unkind word about the Dark Knight.
I'm just wondering if he's trying to drum up PR for something, because that's
probably Batman versus Superman, because he's mildly involved with that, I think.
Oh,
it's based on him.
He needs to do that a month before the movie comes out, though.
Yeah, whatever, man.
It's way too early.
The Dark Knight.
Well, from Dark Knight to Batman Arkham Asylum or Arkham Assault.
Assault on Arkham.
Assault on Arkham.
Well, we'll help you out, Jason.
Yeah, the new DC or I shouldn't even say Batman feature. The new DC feature animation just came out. I loved it. I 100% loved it. I think it is their best one yet. Yeah, it was great. It was a fun ride. It follows the Sinister Six, the Suicide Squad. There it is. Yeah, follows the Suicide Squad, and they got to run through Arkham, and they cause all kinds of mayhem. I loved it. They weren't afraid to kill characters. They Harley Quinn stole the show in my book. Really, really had a great time with it, and I thought it was really good.
Phil?
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. wasn't my favorite of the DC. I still like Flash Paradox. Or I think that's right.
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint Paradox. That's what it was. I like that one a little bit more, just for consistency. Otherwise, this one was a lot of fun. I after talking with Max about it, I mean, I enjoyed what you mentioned about how they tied in the Arkham background as well as the Suicide Squad, because it gave you that, from the video game perspective of, all right, we're going to bring these characters to life and kind of show you kind of what they look like. I definitely was surprised as graphic as it was, which I remember you saying you loved.
Oh, God. Couldn't get enough. Anytime it's not for children, I am down. Like, I mean, they just murking people left and right. And in the first 10 minutes, one of the guys who thinks is the main guy, dead. Head blown off. I mean, give me a break. Oh, spoiler alert, by the way. But yeah, you know, I just love it. I thought it was a good time, and it was more adult, you know, because I'm a 31-year-old who loves Batman, so I'm not trying to see punches pulled.
Yeah, Jason?
I agree with everything you guys said. The voice acting was fantastic. The animation was fantastic.
Yep.
The story was fun. I even like how Batman pretty much took a back seat in the movie, and they let the other characters shine, which was awesome because it kept your attention, even though it wasn't about Batman.
No, it was not even at all about. Yeah, he spent maybe 15 minutes of the movie they spent with Batman, and the whole time he was beating ass, so it was awesome.
Well, like, that version of Riddler is what I would love to see in a real version of Batman, if they ever make that, like a live action.
Yep.
All right, Max, let's discuss The Flash very briefly. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a show on CW, so, you know, it's got a relative level of crappiness that is going to be with any show that comes on the CW. But, you know, if you like Arrow, you're going to like this show. Right out of the gate, they let you know, this is guys in costumes. This is all kinds of crazy science, like, because they're messing with. I just watched it again recently to get my head straight on this. They're messing with time travel. They tease Gorilla Grodd. They
insane.
Yeah, crazy out there, and people are all messed up over Reverse Flash or Professor Zoom. And I'm like, man, they're messing with Gorilla Grodd over here. Like, once you get into giant talking apes,
yes, that want to take over the world,
right? Yeah, with plans of world domination, it's over. So, yeah, hats off to those guys, just out there not even giving a fuck, doing whatever. I mean, I think the Flash. I actually kind of didn't like the direction they took Arrow, because of how they started it. It was really gritty, and, like, there was just Arrow, like that, the Green Arrow, that was it, and they don't even call him the Green Arrow the whole time. And, it was just like a little, it was like the Christopher Nolan CW TV show. But, like in the second season, they kind of get out there, they start doing way with the costume, like, everyone's got a costume now, they got, like, 5 different heroes, and blah, 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 and everything's going crazy. I didn't really like this. A lot of people did like it, and that's the reason I didn't like it.
I think it's going to go more that way. I think that's kind of what Flash is signaling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And I mean, like, and the whole thing is, though, I'm cool with the Flash because, at the beginning they're like, hey, this is comic booky stuff. And, it's not like, oh, yeah, I'm dark and gritty. I'm the Arrow. I murk motherfuckers because I can. I mean, I don't think. I mean, like, because classically, Oliver Queen is is kind of a lighthearted, like, sarcastic guy making jokes, cracking wise all the time. And in the Arrow show, he's just this, like, I'm tortured, I'm a tortured soul, like, I've been through all this shit and blah blah blah. And like, then they just kind of go way off from that, and just like, hey, everyone's got a costume. Supervillains in costumes.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to, because I think their plan was to grow him, but I think they've lost track of how.
Mm-hmm. I agree, and even still with that kind of darker tone, there's only so far you can go and so much you can do. So I understand why it happened. I just don't like it at all.
But they can't use Batman, so they had to find another rich guy who's a superhero that they could kind of try to.
Yeah, no, totally. I get it. But it just sucks. That's all.
But yeah, I mean, Max said it all. I thought the Flash was fun. Max.
I love your input, dude.
I don't have anything to add,
Jason,
man.
we're just gonna call you Checkbox Jason.
Yep, check the box. We're done. Moving on.
Well, we're moving on to Guardians, which Max just saw again yesterday.
2 days ago.
How was it again?
It was good the second time. So yeah, that movie holds up. It was solid. A lot of people are trying to compare it to the Avengers and stuff like that, which I don't agree with. But it's a fun, lighthearted kind of. What I do like is the balls that they had, the Marvel had, to just kind of throw you into their galactic, universe. They're just like, hey, they throw out Nova Corps. They're fucking with Thanos. They got Ronan the Accuser, which is one of my favorite galactic characters. And spoiler alert, he dies at the end, which pisses me the fuck off. Like, why do they always kill these super badass villains? I don't get it.
They got to expand, man. I actually really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it got me more Avengers was a ton of fun, and I love that movie. But Guardians got me more invested in the story, and that's absolutely probably why I really enjoyed this movie. Is I got invested in the individual characters. I actually grew to love a talking tree. Didn't think that would happen.
Oh, dude, Groot is bad.
Oh my god.
I love that they did that. They kept Groot true to character, and he died pretty much at the end. They got to regrow him.
Yeah.
They are constantly doing that in the comic books. So
that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like one time, Rocket Raccoon's carrying him around in like a cup. He's got a cup with some dirt in it, and Groot's there, like with a tiny little "I am Groot" voice, and no, it's great. They really kept true. I liked it. I liked Guardians. I just, I wouldn't compare it. I'd say Cap 2, Avengers, they were both better movies for me.
Yeah.
But, it was great. It was a fun movie, a lot of fun. And, we're Kevin Bacon, just the random dumb shit that goes on in that movie is ridiculous.
Exactly. It reminded, the fun of it reminded me almost like Star Wars. Especially because it's in galactic space. It's just these crazy jokes. It's kind of off the wall. I was like, yeah, this is a lot of fun. And it's just a different movie for Marvel, number one, and then number two. If you think about just the movies that have come out in the last few years, there's nothing really quite like it, right?
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I think that's the kind of the air that they had, the feel of it is what a Spider-Man movie should be like.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. They did a great job. I'm not trying to knock what was done, but
sure.
I just think that people are out there like, oh, it was better than Avengers, and I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
Well, when I first heard that they were making this movie, my mind is like, okay, there's going to be a talking tree and a raccoon. I had nothing about the source material, so I sat down. As much as I thought the trailers were awesome, I did not allow myself to get overhyped. So I sat down expecting to be thoroughly disappointed and bored. And oh my god, within the first, I think 30 seconds when, after the initial scene, when the movie actually starts and he's walking on that planet and the music turns on, as soon as he hits play on his tape player, it's like the rest of the movie.
Yeah, you're sold. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ride. It's like going on a roller coaster and then get off.
Who's the actor's name who plays
Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Yeah, he did a great job. Freaking Zoe Saldana, hot as fuck as always, even when she's great. I mean, she's just proving how hot she can be in any circumstance. It's like, okay, well,
blue
what
or
about
green
with crazy stuff on my face? How about that? Yes, you're still hot, Zoe Saldana. Verified.
Yeah, blue with a tail.
Yep, still hot. Still hot.
Even Bradley Cooper as Rocket was really good.
Yeah, and what I liked most about his performance is you can't tell that it's Bradley Cooper the whole time.
Not at all. Not even if you try to listen for it. You can't hear it. You can't hear it at all.
Yeah, he's doing the voice the whole time. Sometimes he slips into Bradley Cooper, where he needs a drink of water or some shit. I don't know what happened, but it was great. You can't tell pretty much the whole time. There's just like a few little times where it's like a reverse bat voice.
So, yeah, I think we've,
is that fucking everything already? How much time did we waste?
27 minutes.
27?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing better than last time. All right.
Yeah, we did really well.
All right, Philip, I wanted to run this by you as a gamer. I had a game idea. Jason, I talked to you about this briefly. Now, would you play a Pokemon style game, but if you combined it with like Grand Theft Auto? So it's like underground dog fighting, except it's like monster fighting. It's a Pokemon business. But, it's like underground and gritty, and the animals really die if you lose. And, you got to, like, train them up and stuff like that. I really want this game to happen. I think in a world where we've got Saints Row and we've got, all this crazy GTA thing, underground monster fighting is not outside the realm of possibility, and I think it'd be a really fun game.
Yeah, I don't think it's entirely out. It would have to probably be, like, on a portable system first. Or you're going to because THQ went bankrupt. They're the one company that would have said, sure, let's try that. But otherwise, I definitely think you're not entirely wrong. I definitely think the adult version of Pokemon essentially is what you're creating, right?
Yes.
I think that would actually sell. It's just a matter of making sure that parents didn't figure that out.
Oh, whatever, man. They're dumb enough to have kids. They don't get a say.
I work in a video game store. Most people buying Pokemon games are over 23 years old anyway.
Because I recently bought a Pokemon game.
So did me, and so did Philip.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Our first podcast is done. We were able to hear Max, and we didn't need to do a ridiculous amount of edits if we need to do any. So that's awesome.
We're going to have to edit this part out.
Yeah.
You can just add it as, here, and here's a little snippet of a side conversation.
I'll just leave it.
You can leave some things just to confuse people. Just like, we're going to talk about this editing, and then, like, go to some music. All right, cool, guys. Had a blast at the 7th inaugural Geek Newscast. And so when we're going to do this, monthly? So our listeners are loaded weekly, monthly, bi-weekly. I say we should try bi-weekly, but as long as this first one took to make.
Yeah, exactly. That's I think every 2 weeks, yeah.
It's fantastic. And then if we want to do another one in the meantime, we can always hit each other up and see where we're at.
Dude, I'm just digging this technology. I'm going to tip my hat to technology. I'm liking that we're hanging out and none of us are in the act. I mean, you guys just got my top head here, and I could be doing all kinds of crazy stuff you didn't even know.
Oh my!
Hand check, Max.
I don't need my hands. How's that? Look, Ma, no hands. Wait, no, don't look, Ma. That's not cool.
Yeah, really.
All right, guys.
Nice. Later.